title sounds crazy, especially coming from me since I'm pro record through plugin. For the people that might be on the fence, this video is for you. And if you print through your plugins, let me know in the comment section below. And if you don't know what printing is, let me know as well. You should never record through plugins if you're unsure what a recording chain is for. A lot of people just love to think that the preset is the recording and the mixing and the mastering. That's just not it. Like recording, let me show you. In this UAD console, what I have on this insert track right here, this is my recording chain. This is my tracking chain. This is what they intended this to be used for, because we can record through, as we see right here. So whatever we put on our recording chain, we have to be sure that's what we want to be on our vocal, because once we put it on our vocal, there's no going back. So when we're tracking, we need to understand that. So what we put in our tracking chain, our recording chain, should be simple. It shouldn't be over the top. It shouldn't be like we're trying to mix. That's not what we're going for. So with our tracking chain, for me personally, I always use a preamp, right? So the Need 1073, that's a pre. We could use the Helios, we could use the Century 2 channel strip, the Avalon, the SSL channel strip, got a pre, whatever. We can put anything we want here. If you want to track with auto-tune and have it printed on the vocal where nobody can change it, because that's how TZO records Chris Brown. When Chris Brown records his auto-tune, it is printed on the vocal and they cannot change it, because that's how they want it. Chris don't want people messing with his settings. T-Pain records this way, and a lot of other artists record this way because they don't want their auto-tune to be messed with when another engineer gets a hold to it, or if the session falls into the wrong hands. We don't want those problems, right? So you got to be sure that you want the auto-tune on there, okay? Because it's going to force you to record over and over and over until you get it right, because that's going to be stuck on there. A lot of people that are on the fence, they're like, maybe I want to change it later, maybe not. If you don't want to change it, you don't put it on your insert. And the next thing that comes in the tracking chain is some type of compression. And it could be like 1176, the Avalon comp, the Manly comp, any type of compressor, the True Tech, anything, right? So it's like, we can put this here and we can be like, okay, we don't want to do like heavy compression, because we still can do compression later. We just need some compression to control the peaks, right? Tame the dynamics a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Warm the signal up, kind of like keep things consistent, because that's all the compressor does, is like keep things consistent. Like it smooths out the peaks and brings the quiet parts up louder, right? So that's something that we can look at. And then another thing is for our recording chain. In our recording chain, we don't want to have our signal going too high. Like over here, like I don't want to hit this yellow. Like if I hit that yellow, that's bad. I don't never want to hit that yellow. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I want to be in a good green. The good green, that's one of, you know, the whole range from the good green, it can start from anywhere from 20 and it can go all the way up to like 8. That's what it's looking like. Because every time I go up past 9, that's when we see it. So from anywhere from 21 to 9, if we're anywhere in between those ranges, we'll be good. Some people like to go for 10. Some people like to go for 12. Some people like to go for 18 or 15. You know what I'm saying? People like to go for whatever range they want to go for. But long as you're somewhere within this good green, you'll be good. So you gotta understand, the plugins that you put on your tracking chain, you gotta be aware and sure of what you're doing, because you cannot change it once you record through those plugins. Second reason why you should never record through effects, if you still need to work on your performance, your delivery, your emotion, like your timing. Like if you suck at recording, do not put more pressure on yourself to record through plugins, because if you suck at recording, printing it, recording through it, you're just gonna see how bad you suck, right? Because like you need to work on your you need to work on your timing, you need to work on your flow, the delivery, the energy, your performance overall. Just putting that like energy in there, because Kendrick Lamar has a crazy performance on songs because he uses his voice like an instrument. It's these different tones, it's these different textures, these different vibes that he's giving off. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you need to master that. Like Kendrick did it, Juice WRLD did it, you know, Drake does it. Like all of the greats seem to be able to do this, you know? So it's like, and they're recording through analog gear, which ideally is the same as printing through the plugins. I don't think I need to say this, but I got to say it because every time I say something about recording through plugins, people always want to point out the obvious. And it's like, I'm not saying the digital is 100% the same as the analog, but the workflow is the same. Because once you record through the Neve, the compressor, the Avalon, all that stuff, right, that's going to be stuck on the vocal. And if you record through the same things in your UAD console or on your print track, that's going to be stuck on your vocals. You know what I'm saying? So it's like your performance, your delivery, the tone, the vibe, like all of that has to be on point. This is the third reason why you should never record through plugins. Don't record through plugins if you're lazy. If you're one of those people that loves to fix it in the mix, or I'm gonna wait till later, I change it later, don't do it. Because again, if you fucked up on your take, you're gonna have to record until you get it right. I've sat in studio sessions with Gunna before and was like, he was recording over and over and over until he got it right. I seen Thug record the same way. You know what I'm saying? I've heard the stories about how Future records. I've recorded London J before. I recorded Tokyo Jets, Young Dro. Like, these people record over and over and over until they get it right. 9 times out of 10, if you're lazy, you're gonna half-ass your takes and be like, well, I guess it'll work. Fuck all that, I guess it'll work. If you hear it in your head a certain way, say it, perform it that way so people can connect and feel it that way. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, lazy people should not record through the plugins. They should never print through the plugins. Only monitor with the plugins, right? And that's kind of why I think a lot of people hate when I say people print and showing people how to print, because they're lazy and they be like, yo, what if I want to change it later? But it's like, what if you don't? Like, the people that are printing, they don't. Like, they're gonna record until they get it right. And those are the people I'm making this content for, because it's like, I want people that's gonna try to improve their productivity, improve their workflow, improve their overall song making ability. Because if we work and work and work and work and work and get better at recording through plugins and stop thinking the mix is gonna save us, if we do 80% of the work in the recording process, we're gonna be better artists. We're gonna give the engineer better vocals to mix, right? So the engineer is gonna love working with us, because they'll be like, yo, every time I get vocals from this artist, the vocals are already sounding done. I can have fun with it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's where I want you to be. But if you struggle with any of these 3 things that I stated in this video, don't record through plugins. Leave it up to people that understand the process of recording through plugins.